welcome to our channel. Hey, have you ever caught yourself wondering if she's acting a little different around you? Maybe she's giggling at all your jokes. Yes, even that bad pun. Or fumbling over her words like she's got butterflies doing a full-blown gymnastics routine in her stomach while, spoiler alert, she might just be crashing on you hard today. We're spilling the tea on the secret way she shows she's nervous because, oh yep, she's totally into you. And trust me, these little habits aren't just random quirks, they're like her heart sending out secret signals that it's all about you. You know those adorable moments when she tucks her hair behind her ear for the 15th time, or when she can't stop glancing at you like you hung the stars. Oh, we're talking about all of that. Stick around because we're decoding those sweet, shy, and sometimes downright hilarious ways she's trying, and maybe failing to play it cool by the end of it. You'll know for sure if her nervous energy isn't just nerves, it's a crush, and hey, once you know the signs, you might just realize she's been totally smitten with you all along. Sounds good. Let's get into it. Sign 1. She's laughing more than usual. Alright, so here's the deal. If she's laughing at everything you say, even that totally lame knock-knock joke that, isn't exactly comedy, gold chances are, it's not really about your joke-telling skills, it's you. Yep. Her laughter might just be her way of saying, I really, really like being around you. Cute. Right? Here's the psychology behind it. Laughter is like her brain's built-in stress relief when she's around you, and she's feeling nervous because, hello, you make her heart race. Her brain does this amazing thing. It releases feel-good chemicals like endorphins that help her relax suddenly. Everything you say feels just a little funnier, a little lighter because she's all caught up in the moment. Is it nervous laughter? Maybe. Is it adorable? Absolutely. Think of it like this. Her laughter is her way of easing the tension she feels near you. She wants to impress you, stay cool, and most importantly, show how much she enjoys your company, and honestly, who wouldn't want to hang out with someone who keeps them giggling and grinning? It's her way of saying, I feel good when I'm with you, without actually spelling it out. Pretty smooth, huh? Now don't get carried away and start thinking you're the next big thing in stand-up comedy, all right? She's not preparing to book her tickets for your Netflix special. She's just charmed and totally into you. Instead of banking on those eye-roll-worthy puns or dad jokes, focus on what's really happening here. She's showing you in her own bubbly way that she cares, and you know what that's worth, way more than a punchline. And then there's that moment, the one where her laughter lingers just a little longer than it should. She might be laughing so hard she starts to fidget with her hair, or she looks away for a second to catch her breath. Cheeks slightly flushed. Boom, that's it. That's pure, unfiltered, I can't help but adore you energy. Leaking out. What's even more endearing? Sometimes she laughs and immediately tries to play it cool. Like, oh no. Was that too much? Am I being too obvious? But spoiler alert. She totally gave herself away. Laughter isn't just about fun. It's about connection. When she's giggling at everything from your clever wordplay to your dumbest slip UPS, it's her way of saying, hey, I enjoy this, I enjoy you. And those shared giggles, they're laying the foundation for something deeper. They're like little inside jokes. The two of you are building that could turn into something pretty special. Bottom line, pay attention to her laugh. If she's bubbling over with giggles every time you open your mouth, it's not a coincidence. It's a great sign she's into you and her nerves just can't keep up with her feelings. Your job, keep those moments alive. Enjoy them, and maybe even tease her a little about it. Trust me, laughter is the easiest way to her heart. Sign 2. Blushing, the art of turning rosy. Ah, yes. The classic blush. You know what I'm talking about. That subtle, or not so subtle, rosy glow that creeps up her cheeks every time you walk into the room. If she's suddenly channeling all the shades of a sunset, it's not just because the air conditioning is broken. Blushing is one of the most uncontrollable tell-all signs that she's nervous and, yep, she's secretly into you. Here's the science. Why part of blushing happens when adrenaline kicks in, thanks to those jittery feelings she's got. Whenever you're around her heart, races blood vessels, dilate, and voila. Her cheeks betray her. Think of it as her body adorable little way of shouting, hey, I really like you. Only without her actually saying it out loud. It's sweet, isn't it? Because there's no hiding a blush. It's as real and unfiltered as emotions get. Now here's where it gets fun. She might not even realize it's happening. She could be blushing because you gave her a compliment, caught her looking at you across the room, or maybe just smiled her way. And while she's sitting there, cheeks totally giving her away, she might start fidgeting to distract you. Maybe it's a quick look at her phone, tucking her hair behind her ear again, or suddenly pretending she finds her drink the most fascinating thing on the planet. But trust me, her face is telling the real story. And you know what's even cuter? Sometimes she'll try to play it off like, oh, no big deal. This is just how I always look, but you know better that blush wasn't there. There when she was talking to someone else 5 minutes ago. Nope, that pink glow is all about you. It's her body's unintentional way of handing you the hey, I'm crushing on you memo she's too nervous to say out loud. Blushing is also one of the purest signs of attraction because it's involuntary. You can't fake a real blush, and you definitely can't stop one once it starts. That's why it's so special. It's her raw, unguarded reaction to being around someone who makes her heart skip a beat. And lucky you that someone is, here's your move when you catch her blushing. First, don't call her out on it, unless you're looking to make her even more flustered, which, hey, could definitely be fun if you're into some light teasing instead. Give her a warm smile, maybe even one of those, yeah, I noticed and I think you're adorable looks. This not only eases her nerves, but might make her blush even more, which could totally work in your favor. Bottom line, fellas, that blush is the ultimate tell. If her cheeks are burning up whenever you're near, she's probably just as into you as you've been hoping. And the best part, you didn't even have to ask, her face just gave you the green light. Now what are you waiting for? Give her another reason to turn that lovely shade of pink. Trust me, she won't mind one bit. Before we dive into the next point, here's a little secret. Want to win the heart of the woman you've always dreamed of? The solution might be simpler than you imagine. Click the link in the description or pin comments to uncover the key to building the deep connection you've been searching for. Don't wait. Start your journey to lasting love. Today, sign 3. Touching her face. All right, fellas, this one's for the sharp-eyed among you. If she's constantly touching her face when she's around you, you've got to pay attention. Whether she's tucking a strand of hair by behind her ear for the 6th time, gently rubbing her neck, or, oh boy, the ultimate sign, lightly biting her lip. She's giving you all kinds of nervous signals, and trust me, those signals are screaming, you're making me all kinds of flustered. Here's the psychology behind it. When someone's nervous and attracted to you, their hands almost seem to have a mind of their own. Her face becomes the go-to landing spot for all that nervous energy. Why? Well, it's a soothing mechanism, a way to self-calm when she's excited, jittery, and maybe trying and failing to keep it cool in your presence. It's cute, right? Like her body is literally betraying her secret feelings, but there's more to it. Touching her face isn't just about nerves. It's also a low-key move to draw your attention. Think about it when she adjusts her hair. The flick of her fingers naturally makes you glance at her eyes or lips, rubbing her neck. Suddenly, your focus shifts to that spot, and if she's biting her lip, well, come on. Now that's flirting. 1.1. It's subtle, but it's her way of directing your gaze exactly where she wants it. Clever, huh? And honestly, she might not even realize she's doing it. These little movements, they're subconscious. Her brain is so wrapped up in how much she enjoys being around you that her hands go on autopilot. But girl knows what she's doing when she's flipping her hair just right or tracing her jawline with her fingers. It's her way of saying, hey, notice me and trust me. You've noticed now. Here's what you do when you catch her in the ACT. Don't call her out on it. You're not trying to embarrass her. Instead, respond in a way that makes her feel even more special. Throw in a compliment. Maybe something simple, like you always look amazing. Or if you're feeling extra bold, you're absolutely glowing right now. Boom. Why? Because now she's even more nervous and excited around you. And that's a win. Oh, and one more thing. These gestures, while small, are huge indicators of her feelings. It's not every day someone nervously twirls her hair or grazes her lips with her fingertips, just to kill time. Nope. These little moves are packed with meaning. They tell you she's drawn to you. She's nervous about how she appears in front of you, and most importantly, she's hoping you're noticing her bottom line. If she's touching her face every time you're around, it's not random. Her body is practically declaring, "You've got my attention, and I really hope I've got yours, pay attention." Guys, those little moves could mean she's totally smitten. And hey, it's your move now sign for fiddling with objects. Here's the scene you're talking to her, and she can't seem to stay still. Maybe she's twisting a bracelet on her wrist, running her fingers along her necklace, or endlessly flipping her phone case. What's going on here? Simple, she's nervous around you, and that tiny object in her hand has become her go-to outlet for all those swirling emotions. Trust me, this isn't just about killing time. It's her heart's way of saying, "You've got me all flustered when someone likes you." They often need a way to channel their nervous energy, and fiddling with objects is a classic move that pens she's been clicking nonstop, or the way she keeps wrapping that strand of hair around her finger. It's her trying to stay grounded when you are making her heart do gymnastics. It's adorable, really, while you're chatting away. Her fingers have decided to take matters into their own hands. Literally. You see, this kind of behavior happens when someone feels a mix of excitement and the pressure to make a good impression. She's probably overthinking every word she says right now, and wants to appear calm and collected even when her insides feel like a roller coaster gripping her necklace or playing with the edge of her sleeve. Helps her release some of that nervous energy without looking too obvious. Also, she thinks, spoiler alert. It's totally obvious. And yes, it's 100% about you. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this doesn't mean she's bored. Quite the opposite, these little movements are happening because you've captured her attention so completely that she's trying to balance her emotions. It's not like she'd spin her ring endlessly when talking to just anyone, right? No, this is for you. These small fidgety gestures are her subtle way of managing all the butterflies you've stirred up inside her. Here's where it gets interesting. Fiddling with objects can also draw your attention. The way she tugs at her bracelet might make you notice her hand. Her wrist, basically. She's creating micro-movements in a way that naturally pulls your focus toward her. Even if she doesn't realize she's doing it, her subconscious is playing a clever little game here, sneaky. Huh. Alright, so how should you respond when you catch her in the ACT? Simple. Be cool about it. Don't point it out and make her more self-conscious unless, of course, you're going for a cheeky tease. You could even hand her something as a subtle way of saying, "I see you, and I think it's cute." Maybe it's a coffee cup, a pen, or something that feels casual, but gives her a new outlet. She'll probably smile and shift her focus to it, giving you just a bit of insight into how you make her feel bottom line. If she's got a serious case of the fiddles when she's around, you take it as one of the truest forms of flattery. She's into you, and her nervous energy is just part of her charm. It's all these little moments, her playing with her necklace or nervously tapping her phone case, that give away just how much you're on her radar. And if you're lucky, she might even catch you noticing, which could unlock a whole new level of adorable. You're welcome, sign 5, overcompensating. All right, this one's a biggie. And if you're paying attention, it's almost impossible to miss. Have you noticed her suddenly dressing up a little extra when she knows she's going to see you? Or maybe she's offering to help you out with things she doesn't usually do. Or she's subtly dropping little hints about how good she is at something that my friend is textbook, overcompensating, a sure sign. She's nervous, likes you, and wants you to notice everything about her. Here's the thing, when a girl's into you, she'll naturally want to put her best foot forward. That means she's going to make sure she's looking her absolute best, talking her sharpest, and maybe even pulling stunts to stand out in front of you. If she's wearing her cutest outfit, fixing up her hair like she's walking a runway, or throwing out her most impressive stories, is not a coincidence. No, she's trying to show you, "Hey, I'm amazing," just in case you haven't noticed yet. This overcompensation isn't just random behavior, is fueled by a mix of nervous energy and a strong desire to win your affection. Think of it as her way of auditioning for the role of your favorite person. Nervousness is funny. Like that, it pushes people to go the extra mile for someone they care about. Whether she's whipping up your favorite cookies, jokingly flexing her skills, or offering to help you move that ridiculously heavy piece of furniture, she's laser-focused on making you like her back. The best part: these little efforts are coming straight from her heart, but don't think it's always about massive gestures. Sometimes overcompensating shows up in smaller, super sweet ways, like how she goes out of her way to bring you coffee just the way you like it, with almond milk and 2 sugars, because she remembered, or when she's enthusiastically laughing at Allard jokes like you're the funniest person alive, even that dumb one about the chicken crossing the road. It might feel extra, but to her, these thoughtful efforts are her way of standing out in your eyes now. What should you do when you notice she's overdoing it first? Enjoy the attention. She clearly thinks you're worth all this effort, but most importantly, acknowledge it as simple. You didn't need to do all this, but I really appreciate it. Or you look incredible today. What's the occasion goes a long way. Compliments might seem small, but trust me, when you notice the little things she does, it makes her feel seen, valued, and confident enough to keep being herself around you. Overcompensating is her subtle or not so subtle way of screaming, "Hey, I care about you and I want you to like me back." It's sweet, vulnerable, and honestly kind of adorable. Her actions show just how much she's willing to put into your connection. Even if her nervous jitters make her go the extra mile, your job recognize her efforts, respond kindly, and give her the assurance she's looking for. With that, you might just make her as comfortable as she's dreaming of being around you because, trust me, a girl who tries this hard, she's absolutely into you. Here's something exciting for you. Building the kind of connection that lasts doesn't have to be complicated if you're ready to win her heart. Click the link in the description or pin comments to unlock the secret to meaningful relationships. Start your path to love now. Because the best time to act is today. Sign 6, fidgeting with her hands. All right, fellas. This one's subtle but super telling. If she's sitting across from you, twisting her rings, drumming her fingers on the table, or tapping her nails like she's playing a tiny piano, pay attention because this is not random. This classic, fidgeting with her hands, move screams nervous energy. And if you're the one making her nervous, you know what that means? Yep, she likes you. Here's the thing about hands when someone's feeling nervous. They need an outlet to release all that pent-up excitement and anxiety, and her hands, they're front and center, ready to take one for the team. It's like her brain is on overdrive, thinking about how much she wants to impress you, while her hands are doing anything they can to manage the moment. Maybe she's twirling a ring on her finger like it's an Olympic sport, or absent-mindedly tracing patterns on her glass. It's all her body's way of saying, "Oh my gosh, you're right here and I don't know what to do with myself now." Don't mistake this for boredom. The last thing on her mind is zoning out when she's with you. Trust me. People only fidget like this when they're buzzing with energy, and that energy, it's all about being around you. Studies even back this up. Fidgeting is a go-to coping mechanism in social situations, especially for someone who's feeling the heat of attraction. Her hands aren't trying to distract her, they're just responding to how much her heart is racing while sitting across from you. Oh, and here's a fun little twist: fidgeting with her hands isn't just about her calming herself. It can also be a subtle way to grab your attention. Think about it when she's adjusting her bracelet or tapping her fingernails against her phone. Those soft, repetitive movements naturally draw your eyes her way. Whether it's intentional or not, her hands are practically whispering, "Hey, notice me, and how could you not?" Now, what should you do when you catch her hands in AC? First of all, don't call her out on it. The last thing you want to do is make her feel self-conscious. Instead, lean to the vibe. Maybe even offer her something to hold or play with, like passing her a pen if she doesn't already have one. Or if you're feeling bold and playful, you could give her hands a compliment. "Are you always this fidgety? Or is it just when I'm around?" Boom, see, the blush and maybe even a little giggle, but more than anything, use this as your signal to help her relax. Throw out a casual compliment or crack a joke to ease the moment when you see her fidgeting. It's a sign she's in her head, caught up in how much she likes you, and maybe overthinking just a little. Your job, help her switch from nervous energy to feeling comfortable in your presence. Bottom line, those little hand movements, a twist here, a tap there, they're practically neon signs glowing. "I'm into you." Fidgeting hands don't lie. They tell a story of attraction, excitement, and maybe a little nervousness. Pay attention, play it cool, and appreciate the fact that you've got her feeling all kinds of butterflies. That's when you know you're doing something. Right. Sign 7, avoiding eye contact. All right, guys. This one might seem a little counterintuitive, but trust me, avoiding eye contact is actually a huge clue. She's nervous and totally into you. Here's the deal: when someone likes you, just locking eyes can feel like an emotional fireworks show. It's intense, electrifying, and honestly a little intimidating, and for her, staring too long into your eyes might just make her feel like she's way too exposed. So instead, she looks anywhere else next. Time you're together. Watch where her eyes wander. Is she staring at her shoes as if they're the most fascinating thing on earth? fiddling with her phone, as though it holds the secrets of the universe. Or maybe she's suddenly taken a deep interest in the texture of the ceiling above her newsflash. It's not because she's disinterested, quite the opposite. Actually, she's avoiding your gaze because just one look is enough to send her nerves into overdrive. Her mind's going, control yourself. Don't get lost in those dreamy eyes. Here's the fun part. Avoiding eye contact doesn't mean she doesn't care. It's actually because she cares too much. Eye contact, especially with someone you're crushing on, can feel incred. Vulnerable, a single glance can say everything she's probably overthinking, like, does he know how I feel? What if I look at him too long? What if I can't stop smiling like an idiot? You, my friend, have become the human equivalent of a kryptonite-filled, stared down, and she's pulling out all the stops to stay in control of her emotions. Now, this doesn't mean she'll always avoid your eyes. Sometimes when she's feeling brave, she might give you a fleeting glance, and oh boy, those quick little looks, they're packed with meaning. Maybe she'll hold your gaze for just a second longer than usual before looking away. It's like a secret game of peekaboo her heart is playing with you. Trust me, these stolen glances are her way of saying so much without saying a single word. What should you do when she's dodging your gaze like it's a staring contest? She's not prepared for easy patient, and don't push her to make eye contact right away. Instead, do something that puts her more at ease. Crack a joke, give her a relaxed smile, or say something reassuring like, you know, you look cute when you're thinking so intently about your sneaker. Light-hearted comments like that can melt the tension without calling too much attention to her nerves. Understanding why she's avoiding eye contact lets you see the bigger picture. It's not hesitation. It's her feeling way more than she's ready to admit just yet. With time, she'll grow bolder, and that nervous avoidance will transform into moments where her gaze lingers, where she looks into your eyes just long enough to say, I feel safe with you. Bottom line, my guy, if she's too nervous to lock eyes with you, it's the sweet, subtle sign that she finds you absolutely captivating. Her shyness isn't a wall, it's a window. All you've got to do is stay chill, help her feel comfy, and enjoy the ride as she slowly starts looking more and falling harder. Sign 8, stumbling over words. Alright guys, this one is adorably obvious, but only if you know what to look for. If she starts tripping over her words, mixing up sentences, or saying the verbal equivalent of a jigsaw puzzle, it's not because she suddenly forgot how to speak. Nope, it's all you. Her brain is stuck in overdrive mode, trying to figure out the perfect thing to say to impress you, and meanwhile, her mouth hasn't quite caught up with the program. Imagine this, she's all cool and confident around everyone else, but the second you enter the room or start a conversation, bam. Her usual charm hits a speed bump and she's stumbling over the basics like, hi, hello, no wait, have you been sound familiar? That's her brain doing some assaults because, spoiler alert, you make her nervous in the best way possible, and honestly, how cute is that? Here's the psychology behind this sweet little giveaway. Nervousness kicks up a gear when you're around someone you're crushing on. It's like her brain is trying to juggle too many things at once. Do I look okay? Am I say the right thing? What if he thinks this joke is dumb? All these racing thoughts take up her mental space, and suddenly she can't even find the right words to finish a sentence. It's called cognitive overload, and you, my friend, are the delightful culprit behind it. Now here's the part where you need to play it cool and stay patient if she's stammering over her words or mixing up phrases. Don't tease her too hard, even if it's tempting. Instead, lean into the moment with a kind smile, or even gently help her out if she seems stuck, something like, wait. So what you're saying is, can ease the tension and help her laugh it off, because trust me, she's hyper-aware of every little word tumble, and honestly, there's something super charming about this kind of vulnerability. It's rare to see someone so flustered in today's polished, overconfident world. Her stumbles are a sign that she cares a lot about how you see her. It's her trying to put her best foot forward even if her nerves are tying it in knots. Plus those moments when she finally gets her sentence out and giggles at herself. Oh, pure gold, that laugh is the sound of her realizing you're worth being a little embarrassed in front of. The good news is this phase won't last forever. As she gets more comfortable around you, her words will start flowing with ease and she'll feel less pressured to be perfect. But for now, enjoy the fact that you have her completely off her game. It means you're special. Special enough to make her heart race. Her cheeks blush and her words do cartwheels, bottom line. If she's stumbling over words, she's not disinterested, distracted, or ditzy. No, this is her unspoken way of saying you make me nervous, you adorable, frustrating human. Give it time, be kind, and hey, maybe even stumble over your words back after all. Who doesn't love a mutual case of L-struck brain fog? Hold on a moment, this could change everything for you. Are you hoping to win the heart of the woman you've always admired? The solution might be just a click away. Head to the link in the description or behind comments to reveal the secrets to cultivating a deep and lasting bond. Start turning your dreams into reality. Now sign 9, talking faster. You've seen it. You're having a conversation with her, and suddenly she's talking so fast it feels like you've accidentally walked into an auction house going once, going twice. Sold to the guy who makes her nervous, but don't worry. This isn't just enthusiastic chatter. Her rapid-fire speech is one of the clearest signs she's got a bad case of the butterflies and all, because of you. Here's what's going on. When she's into you, her excitement skyrockets, her brain starts racing with thoughts, emotions, and how so many things she wants to say, but her mouth is in a desperate rush to keep up, and the result's a delightful flurry of syllables where sometimes even she doesn't know what she just said. It's cute, it's chaotic, and it's a dead giveaway that you're the reason she's not exactly chill. But there's even more to it than that. You see, talking faster might also be her subconscious way of filling any potential silence. Awkward pauses. Yeah, she's terrified of those. She does want you to get bored or, heaven forbid, think the conversation has run its course. First solution, keep every moment packed with non-stop chatter. It's her way of ensuring you're engaged because, spoiler alert, she's pretty invested in seeing where this connection leads. Now don't mistake this for her being overly talkative just for the sake of it. Nope, when she speeds up her speech, it's actually a compliment to you. She's this animated and eager to keep the conversation flowing because she's genuinely interested in you, and frankly, that's kind of adorable. But here's where your smooth moves come in. If you notice her words are practically tumbling over each other, it's your cue to help her slow down without making her feel awkward about it. Flash her a warm smile, nod attentively, and maybe even say something like, I need to catch up. What was that last bit you said? This will gently nudge her to take a breath, while letting her know you're actually listening and that you value what she has to say. And you know what, by pacing the conversation, you're giving her a reason to feel comfortable around you. Instead of fearing those dreaded silences, she'll realize that a natural pause doesn't mean the connection is slipping. It just means you're present and enjoying the moment. Pro tip, try throwing in thoughtful questions or comments that allow her to slow the tempo, gather her thoughts, and feel appreciated for what she's sharing. Speaking faster might seem small, but it says a lot about how much you matter to her. Nervous attraction has a way of speeding everything up. The heartbeats, the words, the energy in the air, but with a little patience and reassurance. You can calm those nerves and leave her feeling excited and at ease at the end of the day when she's talking like she's running a marathon. It's not just nerves, it's her enthusiasm bubbling over. She's showing you in her own speedy way that you've got her heart racing. Take it as the compliment. It is slow it all down and enjoy how completely smitten she is. Auction her voice and all, sign 10, becoming quiet. All right, guys, here's a sign that might throw you off at first, but trust me, it's a big one. On the flip side of the fast-talking and auctioneer mode, sometimes when she's nervous and totally crushing on you, she'll go quiet. Yep, the girl who usually has plenty to say might suddenly seem reserved, even shy. What's going on here? It's not disinterest, it's her being absolutely flooded by all the feels. Picture this, she's sitting across from you, and instead of chiming in like she normally would, she's holding back, almost like she's choosing her words very carefully. She might look a little unsure or even fidget with her hands. That's because nervousness doesn't always come loud and bubbly. Sometimes it's still and quiet, like she's stuck in her own head, overthinking every little thing she could say. Why? Because she wants to impress you so badly, she's terrified of messing it up. It's like she's saying to herself, what if I say something silly? What if he secretly thinks I'm boring? Wait, what if I just sit here and smile and hope he likes that? Sound familiar? That quietness isn't indifference. It's the weight of her nerves, her heart speeding up every time you glance her way. This is her version of trying to stay cool when she's anything but. For some, especially introverts, this reserved vibe is their go-to when they're feeling overwhelmed. They aren't ignoring you, they're taking a moment to gather their thoughts while trying to calm that inner flurry of excitement and anxiety. It's their way of navigating the butterfly eye you've so effortlessly set loose in their stomach. Here's the thing though, you can help her if she's looking unusually quiet. This is your chance to bring her out of her shell. Start with gentle, open-ended questions, something like, what's something that's been making you smile lately, or what would your dream day look like if you could do anything? These aren't just great conversation starters. They're a way to give her the space to share her world with you without feeling pressured. And when she does start to open up, even if it's bit by bit, be attentive, maintain eye contact, but not too intense. You don't want to scare her away, and genuinely listen. Throw in a warm nod or a simple, "That's really interesting. Tell me more." Show her that what she has to say matters, because it does. The magic of this quiet nervousness is that it's all about trust. She might not feel super comfortable expressing herself yet, but your patience and understanding can change that. The more you create a safe space for her to open up, the quicker you'll see the petal of her personality unfold. And believe me when I say that quiet girl who's holding back now probably has a vibrant, fascinating side just waiting to shine when she feels at ease with you. Bottom line, when she goes quiet, it's not a sign she's lost interest. It's a sign you've got her feeling all kinds of emotions she's not sure how to handle. Just yet be patient, be kind, and enjoy this slow, sweet unveiling of who she truly is. Because when she finally feels safe enough to share her thoughts, you'll see just how much she was thinking about you all along, ready to meet the woman of your dreams. It might be easier than you think. Click the link in the description or pinned comments to find out how to build